Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here today. Got a big show lined up, a special guest here. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. We've talked about it all week. We're in this little pattern of thunderstorms and all. Today's a 50% chance of rain. I chuckle when I always hear that. I always thought as a kid, it's always a 50% chance of rain. It's either going to rain or not rain, but it is scattered. We talked about it yesterday. They pop up. They don't come in like a front. So just be aware of that, and they can be windy and rough. Get rough and all if you get out of open water. So if you're on a lake or bay. And I often talk about this. I know things is redundant, but I'm real sincere in trying to get y'all to be safe out there in the water and enjoy the great outdoors. High today is going to be, we're calling for 80, only 86 now, and I know what happened is cool down with this moisture in the air a little bit when it rains, it'll cool rain. Low is 78, water temperature is still 88. Same thing for 4 weeks now. River readings, Apalachicola, Bluntstown is going up 0.2. It's 2.1. Look on yesterday, it sort of jogged up a little bit, and if you try to interpret that, what that is, it's not when they open the gates up at the Chattahoochee Dam. What that is just some heavy rains in the area, and it's just a little bump, because when it bump like that, then it's not the gate. When the gate's open, it sort of goes like this, and you can see the difference on those river readings. So, but look at the Choctaw at Caryville, it has gone up 6.1. That's definitely not influenced by any kind of dams or anything, because the Choctaw is just a pure river. So it's went up by the rain we're having. So 6.1. And it's going to be pretty high for the weekend, around 6 foot, 6.5 foot for Saturday and Sunday for the weekend. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We have some good tides. They're not great tides. We've got a little bit of movement in them. Got them moving the water anyway. High tide this morning at 11:45 and a low tide at 9:15. So it's been some good movement, and really I've had my grandkids, we're doing a lot of dock fishing this week, and it's really been fascinating watching these ladyfish, and we catch trout and redfish and all. Just had a great time with the kids and all, but it's really, we're catching some almost in the middle of the day, and we talk about don't fish in the middle of the day, but when the kids want to fish, you take them fishing. So but the best luck we've had has been in the morning and late afternoon. Okay, I know that's not breaking news to outdoorsmen, but just be aware of it. Marine forecast is not going to be south-southwest. It's going to be due west at 10 to 15. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, Captain Rick Corley. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Rick, people may ask me, where's Captain Rick been? I say, well, he's been out under the weather. And, so tell folks what's going on.
Well, I had a blood clot. I had to go in my leg. I had to go to South Florida, and on the way down, I should have taken a break ever so often and gotten out, walked around the car, pat my feet more. But I'm used to getting in the car and I go. And I drove too long, sitting in that one position and the circulation in my leg. And when I got back, I noticed my right knee hurt, and I thought, well, a joint or something. So I went to see Dr. Sam Combs, and of course he's a good friend as well. And he said, no, it's not your knee. We need to get you to get a ultrasound on your leg. Mm-hmm. So I went and got the ultrasound on the leg, and I, of course, laying there, I'm watching it, and I told the girl, I said, it looks like I got a blood clot. She says, I can't tell you that. I said, I know, but I said, you don't understand. I do the same thing to steel boats to see how thick it is. I know how the machine works, and I said, I'm seeing a lot of red there. Uh-huh. She didn't say anything, but when Dr. Schuler came in, Dr. Bud Schuler is the one that's my doctor, and he's very, very good. Yes. I tell you, if you have that kind of problem, he's the guy. But they got it under control. I'm taking Xarelto, and I got a filter in, and all the things you need to do, and I'm back doing what I do.
Back in the saddle again.
Yeah. But if you have to travel at our age, when you get over 70, you need to pat your feet every hour to work those calf muscles and keep that circulation up, so that you don't, wind up with one of these. If you're flying, you need to do the same thing, or get up and walk up and down the aisle a couple of times if the weather's conducive for it. But You need to move your legs and your feet, and that's where cruise control on the car comes in real handy.
Oh, awesome! It's awesome. I don't know how we ever made it without cruise control. Folks used to drive without it, and we talked about it, especially on trips. Can you imagine driving 8 hours without cruise control?
I did.
We all did.
I was just doing that, and that's what got me in trouble. I mean, old habits hard to break. And,
I know.
But I took notes. I don't want this no more. So.
Well, a great valid point here, because our health and all is so important with all of us, and it's just something you can't ignore. Something you got to take care of, and that's one of the benefits of the outdoors and working hard and all.
Well, it surprised my doctors and me because I'm active.
Yeah, right.
And I wasn't expecting that to be the problem, because I'm crawling through boats and climbing around and everything else.
Well, a lot of people might not know all the things you do on your job. I remember some of the old pictures and all. I know you're in the book and all. Well, you're climbing that ladder. I mean, back in those days, you just had to really do some really physical something. In the early days, your dad, no telling how in the world he do it. All the ones he did.
Well, he climbed a rope to get on a barge when he was 86 years old, and the guy had gone to get a ladder, and he come back. He says, "How did that old man get up there?" I said, "He climbed that rope."
Climbed the rope.
He said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "No."
That is true. And so, how old did your dad?
When he died, he was 93.
93. And how many boats did he survey?
12,121 in his lifetime. And more than anybody that's ever will. He'll hold that record forever.
That's amazing. How many do you have now?
I got a little over 7,500 boats.
7,500. That's still a lot. But it's so important, though, that we're going to talk about the next segment about on your boats, how the importance of getting looked at and all.
Yep.
Also, we talked about this earlier on the show before we came on and all, about the importance of the military in our area.
Absolutely. And, folks, a lot of people, they're going to vote. They'll vote whatever their conscience are, and that's the way it ought to be. You may not agree with me. Personally, I'm voting for Trump. I like him, and I can't go the other way, but that's my personal preference. And the military has made it to where you can vote for who you want to, and you are entitled to your opinion, which in a lot of countries you're not. And,
that's true. And
appreciate those people for making the sacrifice where you can.
And that's one thing, if you notice over the years, in Panhandle Outdoors, we never got involved in politics, and I've never seen it as bad as it has this year as far as the ugliness on all across America. It sort of makes me sick to my stomach. So, and I hate it it's that way. We always talk about positive things on Panhandle Outdoors, the outdoor things you can do with you and your family and your friends. And this is what makes your day and your weekend and all. And I will say this about politics. I feel very strong about a 2-term limit on every political office in America.
It stops the corruption.
Yeah, it does. And I feel real strong about that. It could be on a local scene, from school board to county commissioner to all the way up, especially Congress.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times they get in there and they forget what it was like before they got in there.
Yeah.
And they think we don't understand. Yeah. But it's them that do not understand.
Well, and you can see how things are going. So, but Captain Rick is right. You vote your conscience, but make sure you vote and all.
We need to go back to the old days. I love talking about religion, politics, anything like that. But you don't have to agree with me.
Yeah.
I don't get mad with you because you don't agree with me. I like learning your thoughts.
Back in those days, the ugliness was not there. You just argue, say, "This is my point," and that's it. We're still good buddies and all that. But now, man.
Well, I'm not opinionated. I'm right.
That's right. That's exactly right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Sitting with Captain Rick Corley, but let's got one picture, actually 2 pictures to show. Let's take a look at this. Is really cool. This is from Donnie Copper out of Panama City Beach, and he and his buddy got into some amberjacks Sunday afternoon, and they had a ball. Look, check this out, and you see how close it is to shore there.
Wow.
But Rick, you and I are talking about this is a picture he also sent. Now, that to me that's just such a great shot here in the Panhandle.
That's the reason I enjoyed being a ship's captain for so many years. Every morning, that was my sunrise.
Thank you, Donnie, for sharing those with us and all. Also, when you get a picture, you can send them any time of the week. I know a lot of times people have the weekends off, or Mondays and Fridays or whatever, but send those pictures in, and but that just paints a good picture there.
Yep.
And I know you saw that a lot in the years,
Oh, yeah.
different times.
That's the one of the few things that I do miss out there is getting up and seeing that sunrise on the water.
Okay, let's go from water. I know you've always had a great gun collection as far as having different things. But
Right.
you looking for another gun now?
I'm looking for a Model 13 or a Model 65. The 65 is the stainless steel version of it with the 3-inch barrel Smith & Wesson. Model 13 or Model 65 with 3-inch barrel. If anybody's got one out there for sale, I'm looking for it.
Okay.
I,
What makes that a special gun?
it's a good carry piece, and I had one, enjoyed it, loved it, and I had a fella offer me a lot more money than I had paid for it, and I sold it, and then I kicked myself later for doing that because it was one of my favorites, and I said, nah, I'm gonna find me another one.
We've all had that sinking feeling after we've sold something.
Yep.
It could be a gun. In my situation, two items in my lifetime that I really regret. One of them was a 1948 Chevrolet pickup truck.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh man,
That's what I learned to drive on.
Oh my goodness, it was one of those 5-window cabs, and
Yeah.
I got it from a friend of mine up in Georgia. And folks, I was the third owner. This guy's dad got it from the owner, from the showroom floor. And that's what kind of condition.
Did that have a 5-speed?
Oh no, this was the 3-speed on the.
I had the one I learned on had the 4 on the floor, and you had to pull a little toggle switch to get it in reverse.
Yeah.
And that was neat.
That was special to me because that was a truck my granddad drove when I was a little kid, and it was just I had this emotional connection. I know you're not supposed to get connected to material things, and I had it. So I got here in Panama City and drove it, put it on a trailer, got it down here, kept it 4 or 5 years, and of course somebody come along and gotta have it, and I think, well, I don't drive it all the time, and man, and I tell you, I'm gonna tell you who bought it. It was a diver from the Navy lab. He ended up, and a nice young man, and all. I said, well, he's gonna take care of it. Well, he came in and paid me the money, and my heart started sinking in when he walked out the door. I was up here close to Moses, and listen, Rick. As he walked in, he said, I can't, he said, I said, now, you're going to take good care of it, aren't you? He said, yes, sir, I am. He said, I'm about to get transferred to California, and I can't wait to get it out there to that chop shop. And I said, oh, Lord, have mercy. And I'm thinking, that thing's immaculate. I know you're not supposed to, I still regret, that was in 1992.
Yeah.
And it still breaks my heart to think I did that. So anyway, when you sell stuff, I didn't mean to get in a long, involved story.
But I went through the same thing with that handgun. It was a good one, and I shouldn't have sold it, but
I've even thought about trying to find a serial number. Even if it's chopped up, probably running races or something, I'm still trying. If I could trace a serial number with technology we have today, I still would do it and try to get it back, I swear. And the second one, real quick, was Cartercraft.
Yeah.
But now, I don't feel that bad about it because I sold it to George Gaynor. And George Gaynor has it right down here off 15th Street in a big building there. And he's taking good care of it. And I told him when I sold it to him, if he ever sold it, I'll get first right of refusal. So I feel good about it.
We used to have a ski show at Treasure Island. And we used a Cartercraft with 260 Gales. And them big old Gale engines was that big around. They were only 60 horsepower, but at the time it was the biggest engines they had. And with 2 of them, we could go fast enough to barefoot ski 2 skiers back then. Yeah. And that was in the 60s.
Yeah.
But Donnie Long and
but you see the difference.
Linda Carmichael and them.
Yeah, the old truck went to chop shop, and the boat went to like a museum kind of area. So I feel okay about that, but I really hurt on that truck. So anyway, move on. But and hopefully we mentioned this yesterday about getting the historical museum, getting it expanded, getting an area, and that's what George and I both have talked about. Hopefully we'll get that in a museum one day because the Cartercraft had such a meaningful history here in Panama City and Parker.
They were built out of marine plywood. They were light, they were fast, they were well built for what they were intended for back then.
And by the way, in September, October 1, we're going to have a show right here at the Cartercraft Collectors Club. And there are some guys across America that are going to be right here bringing the Cartercraft. And
cool.
A couple of guys, I don't have time to get into it, but a couple of guys have really put a lot of time into these Cartercrafts, and none of them from around here. They're from, one guy's from New York, one guy's from Michigan, one guy's from South Florida. But they want to just meet up here because this is home base.
Yeah, that's home base.
I'll keep you posted on it. It's going to be down here at the Historical Society in Parker.
Cool.
So that'll be good. I said we got all kind of other stuff. We got to get. I'm getting off task. This how I did in teaching. Okay, we'll start talking. I'll start telling the story. So this has been a great replica of my teaching days. we're talking about workmanship on boats and actual carpentry and all that. We still have some good shipwrights and all, but back in the day we had a bunch of good carpenters and all, but that's becoming a lost art in some places.
It is. We've got just a handful. You can count them all on one hand in this area now. And of course, John Newman's excellent, and some of those. Paul Benefield, I don't know if Paul's doing anything, but he was an excellent shipwright. But it's a losing art.
Yeah.
There's not much of it anymore. They're still doing quite a bit of teaching wood boat building up in Maine.
Yes, I've seen that at school.
But it's still, they don't have enough people coming out, and that's one of the problems with owning a wood boat, is finding, first of all, a surveyor that knows what he's doing on a wood boat. And second is the people that know how to do the repairs properly. And third is the being able to find good wood like you used to.
You know, I know that place up in Maine. I've researched it, and you know, we built a canoe in class. It took us a whole year, but I sort of used some of them for examples and all. But the old wood boats, are they still building wood boats of that kind of quality? Is
Yes.
what I guess what I'm trying to ask.
Yes, they are.
You still seeing something like that?
But nearly all of them are either built in Maine or out in Seattle.
Okay, and they got a lot of good timber in Seattle. Is that what it is? What kind of wood they use out there?
Out there they use western cedar and white oak for the frames, and of course up in Maine they still using a lot of western cedar, some juniper, and usually white oak frames.
Okay, and getting back here locally, trying this in, the old timers built their own small fishing boats here, and use a lot of juniper, didn't they?
Yeah, and of course the gentleman that he used the boat as therapy when he had cancer, and he worked on it for 15 years. Built a boat called Half Moon, which was a real pretty little schooner.
Yes.
And it was built actually with oak frames, but he used white pine.
White pine.
Blanket.
Now, was that more flexible or something, or is it harder?
It's more flexible, but it was suitable, and he was able to find it in good wood.
Yeah.
And the other thing is once he got through, he fiberglassed over it,
Yeah.
which protects it.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a final break and be right back with Captain Rick. All right, welcome back. Doing a show this morning on talking all about boats and just different things, and hope you're enjoying it. So let's look at our fishing game forecast today, brought to us by Barron's Barbecue Shrimp Marinade. Really good stuff if you want some good shrimp. Our time today, 1:55 a.m. and 3:55, and in the evening, right afternoon, from 2:19 to 4:19. I've noticed this week now, those times have been pretty consistent, like in the middle of the afternoon. And like I said, I had the grandkids, we've been fishing some then, and they're catching those ladyfish, and I keep telling them about that's a poor man's tarpon. But when that ladyfish first hits, I mean, they just explode out of the water. And to a kid, there's nothing more exciting.
Yeah.
So anyway, don't forget to do that. Real quick, 2 announcements we made before. I just want to mention again, don't forget to register for the CCA. You got through Labor Day. Don't catch a tagged redfish and not be registered, because you'll be sick, okay? And then the National Wild Turkey Federation, Ken Paramore, I'm going to have him on the show, but put that on your calendar if you haven't. It's going to be August the 19th down here at First United Methodist Church. And that's 2 good announcements, 2 good outdoor activities going on here. We're talking about wood boats, so you can't help but think about the Governor Stone, which is here in St. Andrews, last I saw. But
She was originally built in 1877. She's the second oldest sailing vessel in the United States after the Constitution. And way back, I don't remember exactly when it was. I surveyed it when it was a bag of bones, as they call it, over there in Biloxi. A guy out of Apalachicola, and I cannot remember his name, decided that he'd like to see it rebuilt. And I don't know how he managed to do it, but he got it rebuilt. And I surveyed it after it was rebuilt. And I surveyed it 2 or 3 times. And of course, since then, other surveyors have surveyed it.
Yeah.
But it's part of our heritage. That's the way people used to get the lumber and mail, and even some of the groceries came by Biloxi-based schooners.
Again, it's a great opportunity to take people around and just let them look at a boat. Just let them, if don't get on it, just look at it and see. That's part of our American heritage and all. So we have it right here. So
yeah, it's tied up in St. Andrews last time I saw it.
And okay, speaking of boats, now I don't always ask you this question. I ask you quite a bit. It is a good time of year to buy a boat.
Yep. It's getting close to the end of the season, and of course, Things are slow right now a little bit in my business, even because of the apparently people are a little nervous with the election going on.
Yeah.
And all. They're holding kind of close to the vest till they see how things turn out. It creates uncertainty, and so they're not quick to buy. But it is a good time to buy right now.
Yeah, we listed a boat on here the other day. I didn't have a phone number, and I bet I have 5 or 6 phone calls. What was the phone number? That boat sold. Well, here's the key to it. If it's priced right, it'll sell.
Yep.
And that boat was priced right. It didn't last any time, and they sold it. So again, what is something? I got a minute or two left. They want to look for it in a fiberglass boat, make sure it's in good shape. What they want to touch the decking and all, and make sure.
Well, your
soft
decking,
spot.
and you got to remember, a fiberglass boat is built kind of like it's like a Tupperware boat. It's monocot style construction where the hull itself is the strength, and the hull to deck joint, where those two join, is very, very important. You take a Tupperware bowl and put it in your hand and do this long enough, it'll split if the top's not on. If you lock the top on, you do this, nothing happens. Well, a fiberglass boat is that way. As long as that hull to deck joint stays solid, you've got a lot of strength. If that starts to separate, you can have problems with the boat.
And that is a real good example right there. That's a real good example. I know a lot of times we just push in on the decking and all.
Well,
make sure
another
no
thing,
soft spot.
if you'll take and put your hand out just as far as you can reach, put it flat, take the other hand with your fist and hit the hull. If you can feel that in the other end, you don't have enough. The fiberglass is too thin.
Okay.
You feel that vibration when you hit the hull 6 feet away with your hand.
And most boats now are built without wood in them. I mean, the fiber sort of solid fiberglass, but in older boats you have some wood in there.
And still, sometimes I had a boat here not long ago that had problems because they built it with regular insulation foam, and then they put thin fiberglass over it, and the boat was breaking apart. And of course, we got it to Mackey Brothers, Steve Mackey, and he's go down and put corroborate board and then put 3/8 inch of glass to an 8 and redid it, and the boat's fine now. But
all right, we're going to have to wrap it up. Okay. Thank you, Rick. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, and it's good to be back.
Glad to have you back. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good for your fellow man today, and God bless.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.